We set the scene in Russia in the early 20th century, a time when Russia was very much underdeveloped and poor.
Most farms in Russia at this time probably looked as inviting as a teenager's bedroom.
Recently, Russia decided it would be a lively time to go to war with the Germans and the Austria-Hungarian Empire. They really didn't decide it, but for our purposes, it happened anyways.
Russia found itself enduring major defeats in World War I, as this conflict would later be called. Tsar Nicholas even changed the name of the capital, St. Petersburg, to Petrograd, because St. Petersburg sounded too German.
So we find Russia in a state of panic, economic ruin, and the people are angry. The Tsar Nicholas II was a terrible leader who couldn't make decisions for himself, leaving his German wife with a mad monk called Grigory Rasputin to make decisions. This further brought down the Tsar's reputation as a reliable leader.
Tsar Nicholas once said, "I know nothing of the business of ruling."
That explains a lot.
Yo, Rasputin, you think you could help me run the country for a little bit? Because I'm a very unreliable leader who wets himself at night.
Yeah, sure.
Make sure not to completely influence my or my wife's decisions.
Okay, you can count on it. After all, I saved your son with my wizarding powers.
Good evening. How is running the country, Rasputin?
Just believe in God and my mythical powers and all will be well.
Trust is for erupting. Welcome, Rasputin.
We have some desserts here if you want.
For your enjoyment, Rasputin. How is he not dead? He's eaten like 5 pounds of cyanide. Plan B. Plan B. It was February 23rd, 1917, and let's just say the citizens were not happy. The Tsar Nicholas had left literally the day before to go and lead the war front. He would be called back soon enough.
National Women's Day was today, but instead of partying, they were protesting terrible working conditions, pay, and basic human resources.
And it soon became one of the largest protests in Russian history.
Further focusing the eyes of the events happening in Russia and what they could do if Russia ended up as democracy, or even a dictatorship.
We want food! We want food! We want food! We want food! Get back! Get back! Get back! We want food! We want food! We want food!
Ready! Fire!
Nicholas is informed of the uprising in Petrograd. He quickly boards the next train back to his capital city.
Nicholas never made it back to Petrograd because his train was intercepted on his way back and he was forced to abdicate.
The Tsar said, "There is no sacrifice that I would not make for the good of Russia," when he was abdicating.
Well, he certainly sacrificed something.
This left an economically ruined Russia without a monarch, since Nicholas's son Alexei was sickly and too young and could not lead the country.
So thus Russia established a provisional government, which did nothing to provide for the people.
The people and the workers, however, re-established the Petrograd Soviet so they could self-govern themselves.
And so we have a common dual power conundrum. It would only take one feather, or maybe a radical socialist revolutionary, to alter the power balance and cause another... Wait, what's the word again?
Revolution. As this was all happening, World War I was still going on.
Most of the people of Russia were very patriotic about the war and wanted Russia to come to a victory.
However, one exiled Russian socialist thought otherwise. His name was Vladimir Lenin.
Lenin, you know that big international war that's going on right now?
Oh, that war? It's an imperial slaughter. I want Russia to withdraw.
Okay then, Lenin, I have an idea to get you back to Russia. Russia's being an annoyance, and we need to get them out of the war.
So, how does this involve me?
We need to stage a communist uprising that will in turn overthrow the provisional government and help Germany in the war. Because that's what you want, right? All right, let's go.
Before Lenin came back to Russia, Trotsky and other major influential communists were imprisoned by the provisional government. So naturally, the all-powerful Lenin went into hiding to avoid risk of capture himself.
However, there was an uprising led by General Kornilov, and the leader of the provisional government, Alexander Kerensky, needed the Bolsheviks to help.
Kornilov's group was attempting to overthrow the provisional government in Russia and take control for themselves, and Trotsky was needed to organize troops since he was a tactical genius.
However, Kerensky made the mistake of giving clubs to communists.
Yo, did you hear about that crazy fight that just happened?
Yeah, I heard a lot of people died.
Get your guns here, let's get your guns. Get your guns here, get your guns here, let's get your guns. Get your guns here, get your guns.
Kerensky would end up preventing the Kornilov revolt, as it would later be called, and save the provisional government.
But not for long.
How about you give us those guns back, Trotsky?
How about no?
Now armed, the Bolsheviks now had an opportunity to overthrow the provisional government
and create their communist utopia. Plus, their leader Lenin would finally came out of hiding.
Leave no buildings unturned!
Let's do this!
Yeah!
After the provisional government was overthrown, Lenin and the Bolsheviks established the Council of People's Commissars with Lenin as their leader.
And with all this chaos in Russia, the world, mostly European countries in the Balkans or Baltics, were watching on.
And all these countries saw that communism and the abolishment of public property could potentially improve their country.
Not too much later, there would be a much colder war.